Sonichu, number 3, drawn June 20th, 2005. On the cover, we see 5 creatures which look like multicolored variants of Sonichu and Rosachu. Above them flies a red bird. Episode 10, Sonichu Babies. Once upon a time, a powered-up hedgehog collided with a Pikachu, and a rainbow of chaos emerald energy stretched for miles across the land. From this rainbow, 5 mysterious eggs flew from it to locations around the region. Mysterious beams of light also shone from the rainbow, but that's another story or two. Anyway, one egg landed in a jungle, and it was found by a mother Venusaur and a father Skyther. Another egg landed by a beach, found by a mother Swampert. Another egg landed softly at a church stoop. It was found by a couple of nuns. Another egg landed in a dojo, occupied by young and old warriors. And the last egg landed in the mountains by its lonesome. See how these eggs hatched and grew. See premiere issue number 0 for Sonichu's origin. Christian Weston Chandler, the author of this comic, appears to address the reader. Cute intro, huh? Just so you know, he says, here are the original Sonny and Rosie, Sonichu and Rosachu babies. To the right of Chris, we see Sonny and Rosie, which look like infant versions of Sonichu and Rosachu. Goo goo, they say in unison. Wild Sonichu. In the jungle, the mother Venusaur has discovered one of the 5 eggs. Venu, she says, holding the green egg in her vines. Skyther. Skythe, says the Skyther, tapping the egg with his bladed forearm. Suddenly, the egg begins to hatch, revealing a green Sonny. Sonny, it says. Venu, says the Venusaur, and she pulls a coconut down from a tree with her vines. Venusaur, she says, laying the coconut at the green Sonny's feet. Sonny? Sonny, Sonny, says the green Sonny. Imitating his adoptive mother's act, he performs a vine whip. A green tentacle shoots out of his hand, striking the coconut tree with sufficient force to knock a second coconut from its branches. However, this coconut breaks when it hits the ground, making the green Sonny sad. Nee, he says, upset over the broken coconut. He hugs his adopted mother for emotional support. Venu? Venusaur, says the Venusaur. The Skyther then attempts to show the Sonny how to chop down a tree. He holds his bladed forearm in preparation for his task. Sky, he says, and with a single swipe, the tree is cut across his trunk, sliding apart seconds after the Skyther's precision strike. The green Sonny attempts to imitate this as well. Sonny, he shouts, throwing a pair of leaves at another tree. The leaves miss their intended target, and the Sonny becomes angry. Sonny, he says, stamping his feet angrily. Skyther, says his adoptive father. Skyther, Skythe, Skyther. Sonny, says the Sonny. Eventually, the Sonny begins to transform, evolving into a form that resembles Sonichu, only green and with a leafy tail. Oh yeah, he says, leaping through the jungle. Here we go, woohoo! He uses his vine whip to grasp a branch and swing through the trees. I'm a hedgehog, not a spider monkey, he says. He stops at a coconut tree and thinks to himself, time for some cocoa soup. Using his vine whip again, Wild Sonichu snares a coconut with his retractable arm vines and pulls it back to his hand. He fires his leaf blades and chops the tree into firewood. Clearly, since his evolution, he has mastered the use of his powers. You think that is something, he boasts. I can use my leafy tail as a propeller, and I can run real quick. I also blend in with any tree to get my jump. I rule this jungle. Bubbles Rosachu. The blue egg sinks into the ocean until it is discovered by a passing Swampert. The Swampert takes the egg onto the beach and constructs a nest of sand for it. Swampert? It asks. It soon hatches, revealing a blue creature. Rosie, she says. Swamp, says the Swampert. See, says the blue Rosie, playing in the water. She begins to generate bubbles. One day, Swampert and the blue Rosie are swimming in the ocean when a whale leaps over them and drops a boulder on the Swampert's head. Rosie? Rosie, Rose! Cries the blue Rosie as the Swampert sinks to the bottom. She dives in after the Swampert, but is unable to pull the more massive Pokemon up from the ocean floor. Rosie! She shouts, and suddenly she begins to transform, just as Wild Sonichu earlier, now resembling a blue version of Rosichu. She says, "Don't quit, Mama, I got you." She dives into the water again and fires an ice beam. The buoyancy of the frozen seawater lifts the Swampert up from the depths, and the blue Rosichu helps her back onto dry land. Later, Swampert? The Swampert says, amazed to see Rosie's new form. "How are you feeling, Mama?" asks the blue Rosichu. Swampert, says the Swampert proudly. "I nearly lost you as you sank into the ocean, but I saved you," says the blue Rosichu. "My Mama Swampert was excited after I rescued her," says Bubble Rosichu, narrating her story. "Now I freely swim the ocean that is my backyard. I found many new friends in the future, but I'll never forget what Mama said. Stay strong and true to your heart, and you will prevail. I'm so happy, I think I'll make a seashell necklace." Angelica Rosichu. The third egg lands at the doorstep of a church, where it is discovered by two nuns. "Sister," says one of the nuns, "our Lord has blessed us with a young one from above." "Yes," says the other nun, "let's bring it in and offer our prayers upon its health." Moments later, the egg hatches, revealing a white Rosie. Unlike Bubbles, this Rosichu has a pair of wings. "Rosie," she says. The nuns save the eggshell as a memento, and from then on, the white Rosie is raised in the church, praying with the nuns and studying the Bible. With great difficulty, she learns to master the use of her wings. "Keep trying, my child," the nun tells her. "The Lord has blessed you with wings, so one day you will fly to angelic heights." One night, as the white Rosie sleeps in her room, she begins to transform into her evolved Rosichu state. Through the open window, Christian Weston Chandler leaves a pair of blue shoes and a band to tie her hair. "Well," says Chris, "she was going to need those shoes and scrunchie. Sleep well, Angel." Next morning, Angelica Rosichu tells of her transformation to the nuns. "And I just awoke anew," she says. "Well, Angelica," says one of the nuns, "I knew the Lord would have a grand plan for you." "Yes," says the other nun, "He gave you a great script to follow." With that, Angelica soars into the air with her matured wings to seek her fortune. "I am Angelica, humble servant to our Lord. Having faith over time will reward you very well, so keep your head held up height, and one day you shall be blessed with good health, true love, and pure happiness. Spread your wings of hope and fly."